There's Jack, playing his heart out on the streets of Dundrecht.
La 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 la. Here. Do you not know nothing else?
I thought this was so cute. I really liked the animation. I really liked the storytelling, how they kind of had the narrator the entire time. It gave a lot of context and it helped move the story around, or story along, so I really enjoyed that. And then just the story itself, the Puca kind of tricking him at the end, and with even what he said, like, you received 2 gifts tonight, but he didn't actually mention the guitar or the money being either one of them, and just kind of turning that and leading with, you know, money won't always solve all your problems, but if you have something that you love and you're passionate about that could make you money, then that'll go a lot longer and go a lot farther, in the long run at least. And just kind of taking those lessons as they were, I thought it was really cute. I liked it.
I really enjoyed the rocker and the puka. I loved how it sort of sticked close to the myth and the folk tale and the way that it was told. And it was also really cool how the narrative unfolded, and we get to see this young musician on the street corner and just kind of how he learns a lesson. Overall, I thought the storytelling was really great and true to the myth, and I enjoyed the visual animation and just how the story came together. It was really cool.
Rocker and the Puca was a really fun short, I think, especially for kids, and it had a very charming tone in a very endearing small town is where it's set, in a place that it's nice and intimate because everyone knows you and looks out for you, but also it comes where you're sort of in a fishbowl. Everyone knows who you are, and especially as a kid, that comes with baggage of, I'm going to tell your mom if you do this. So that sets up a really empathetic character that we all know. And him going into another world of the fantasy and the fable, fairy tale narration is a fun escape and a fun journey that I recommend. Especially fun for musicians, for people, aspiring musicians.
I thought this one was really fun. Really, really nice art style. Very, very distinct. Different from anything else that I watched here. And really different from most of the things that I've seen in my life in general. So big fan of that. The story was a lot of fun, especially for me, as someone who plays music myself. It was really fun to watch and very enjoyable. The progression of the story was very well paced, had a satisfying conclusion, and it was just overall fun, balanced, a lot of shifting emotional states, and had a really nice, satisfying ending, and I enjoyed this one the whole way through.
Rocker and the Puca is a very sweet story, and just how he goes from, struggling with the memory of his father and figuring out how to support his mother in the future to ultimately learning, what's really inside him is what counts. And he grows from there, and it's a very sweet story, and, you think it's going to be a sad ending, and then, whoop, he actually just, it was all inside him all along, and, it's a good message, good Irish story, very entertaining.
I love a trickster story because it always subverts your expectations, and there's a level of danger to it, a danger in dreaming and investing in the dream. And I thought that the story had everything you kind of were looking for. It had depth and strife, magic, shape-shifting, and then a really kind of lovely happy ending. But I didn't know if we were going to get there. And that's what I kind of loved about this piece. I didn't know if it was going to have that full circle and everything was solved. But it did it in a really engrossing way. I love the animation style that had that magic feel to it, but also had a grittiness. And I think that was necessary for holding down the piece as well and building up that danger and that tension.
I thought it was a very relatable story, family relations. Anybody who's lost a father or lost, a grandparent or lost anybody really can really relate to this. I thought that the animation style really it was an advantage to how the storytelling was conducted. I thought that the twist was really well executed, how instead of coins they were leaves, and instead of the electric guitar it was a bow and arrow. I thought it was a nice, just a nice story overall, really heartwarming, really sort of and commentary about how music can help shape minds, how the arts can shape the world, and how we can make the world a better place through music. Jack is a really endearing character, and all of the fantasy creatures really felt purposeful, and this was a really vibrant world and a really relatable message overall. So yeah, I really enjoyed this film, and it really tugged on my heartstrings, which I feel like a lot of people need. A lot of people need to feel good, so I love watching this and feeling good about it.
All right, I just finished watching The Rocker and the Puca. This is like a really imaginative and sort of a magical piece that I enjoyed. The animation quality is very stylistic, and it's even though it's not super realistic, it's very immersive in the level of quality that you see and the level of design and detail in all the characters. And the story about a young man trying to make money to save his family's house and his mother's lifestyle after his father has passed away is a very classic trope that the story uses very well before it moves into a almost like fantasy, like Alice in Wonderland type concept when the Puka arrives and brings him to the bar in which he has to perform for a crowd of very unruly patrons. And the entire piece is consistently funny. The geese, I believe it was a geese or a duck, was very funny as well. The sense of humor and heart was a consistent component that I thought worked well together for most of the runtime, if not all of the runtime. And in general, it felt like a kind of piece that both works for children and works for adults. And it was very universal in its concept and its messaging and theme. So ultimately, I really did enjoy it.